And what is expected in Namibia and why is the Prime Minister visiting there? What is the significance? I'm joined by Atul Ineja, foreign affairs expert. He's joining us over the video link. Atul, good to see you. All right, so what is the significance at the opening of the Prime Minister's visit to Namibia?
Well, there are several significant pointers here, Amrit. First is our engagement with the Global South. And when you come to Global South, Africa, I think, is the core of our engagement with the Global South. India is fully aware that Africa has its own plan called Agenda 2063, about which the Prime Minister has referred to during his visit to Ghana, which is a development plan for 50-year plan for the rise of Africa. So India sort of docks into that developmental plan of Africa. And then, of course, Amrit, there are several bilateral issues which are of great importance here. You mentioned, your report mentioned about critical minerals. I think that's a very, very important area, especially at a time when India is trying to diversify its supplies of critical minerals, which are key to our new economy. It ranges from EV vehicles onwards to various other applications of our advancing economy. And there is also on a bilateral plane the hydrocarbon element, which is again linked to our energy security. And then finally, it is India's engagement with the youth of Namibia. And that is where the people-to-people connect, the startup ecosystem of India connecting with a potential ecosystem of Namibia. And again, finally, is the geostrategic location of Namibia in southern Africa. The Walvis Bay has been a very important port since colonial times, which opens potentiality for perhaps a military-to-military cooperation in the future. And then wildlife again, Amrit, how can we forget?
I remember the cheetahs.
Cheetahs, yes.
Yes.
So that it's a multifaceted outreach of India to not only to Namibia, but frankly to Africa, because it follows up the visit to Ghana. And if you look at Prime Minister's engagements in other countries in Africa, all sides of Africa, all geographical zones, Nigeria in the west, Kenya in the east. So, and now South Africa, now we have Namibia. So it's a 360-degree engagement of a new India trying to tie up with the aspirational Africa.
Okay. Let's talk about what you referred to, the geopolitical significance of where Namibia is placed on the world map and in the African continent, so Southwest Africa. Why is it important, if you could put it in context from a strategic point of view, from a military point of view? We understand that, the Indian naval ships do goodwill visits there, do, ports of call there. Why is it important, if you could explain that?
Well, you have to see, Amrit, the overall global geopolitical situation right now. Mm-hmm. And you see that one of the areas from India sources energy is the Gulf. Mm-hmm. And the Middle East. And as we all know, that it is a conflict-prone area, increasingly so. So India has been doing two things. One is to diversify its energy sourcing, of which Angola, Africa generally is coming as a prominent player.
Okay.
The second thing, Amrit, is securing alternative routes around the Cape of Good Hope. If supplies are going to come, then, and if the Gulf area is going to be vulnerable at some point or is conflict prone, then we need alternatives. And that's where Southern Africa becomes important, South Africa becomes important, Namibia becomes important. And that is as a way to offset the turbulence in the Middle East and the Gulf. I think we are securing not only securing both supplies and routes. And that's where Namibia and Walvis Bay becomes very, very important in a geostrategic sense, Amrit.
Okay.